Today I'm joined by the Taoiseach of Ireland. He grew up in New York City, going to a public high school, with a family that comes from County Wicklow in Ireland. Then he went on to study at University College Brangan in the Netherlands. Now leading Ireland through housing pressure, rising living costs, and a changing Europe, we're looking back at how that university experience helped shape the leader he is today. Taoiseach Brangan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Every day now you're dealing with housing shortages, healthcare pressure, coalition politics, and public frustration. Looking back, did UCG prepare you for your leadership?
More than I realized at the time. It didn't teach politics directly, but it taught me how to think clearly when problems are complicated and there isn't one obvious answer.
Okay, great. So, you had opportunities studied in New York where you grew up, Manhattan specifically. You went to a public high school there. And then you definitely had opportunities to go to college in Ireland as well. So why did you end up choosing UCG?
Because I wanted a new experience and I wanted to step out of my comfort zone and go to a college in a culturally different place and learn about a different culture. And a lot of universities ask you to specialize early on, and Groningen appealed to me specifically because it encouraged students to connect to disciplines, economics, politics, business, and society, rather than all of them being separated. So it was kind of a combination of all those different ideals, and I felt as though that was a perfect way to learn and gain an efficient understanding of all those topics.
Okay, great. And so what did you end up focusing on, and can you talk a little bit about the academic style there that appealed to you?
Yeah, I felt it was very similar to my high school in the fact that it was very appealing in how they taught, and there was like smaller classes, discussion-based learning, defending your ideas, hearing out other ideas. It was a combination of all these things, and it really helped shape the way I learned, especially in high school, and the way I learned in college. And being in a different place only helped build my political perspective even more.
What appealed to you about that?
Yeah, I was very confused about what I wanted to do when I was applying to college, and I felt I didn't want to choose just one path. I wanted to evaluate all my options, and I felt as though the best way to do that was to apply for a liberal arts degree, and just because I was also an actor at the time, and I felt as though a liberal arts degree can help you socially and just gives you different perspective on many things, and it really helped me in my political career as well.
Yeah, that's great. And UCG, as we all know, is a very international school, international town, very student-led town, lots going on there. Did studying with people from around the world make a difference for you politically?
It makes a huge difference. Diversity is very important for me, and especially for many colleges around the world. I feel as though I gained a lot of different perspectives from people of different backgrounds and learned about many different cultures. I was traveling around the world with friends, and I felt as though that really helped shape my political career and also helped solve the problems in Ireland with diversity and immigration, and how important immigrants are for us.
Yeah, that's interesting and definitely good to hear. You brought up Ireland and immigration and what's currently happening there right now. What do you think Ireland needs the most right now?
Well, there's a housing crisis, as you first mentioned, and there's there needs to be more opportunities for people, and public services need to be improved. And I'm working on all of that, and I feel as though people don't want arguments, they want action. And I feel as though I learned a lot about how to actually not talk my way out of a situation, but actually do something about the situation. And that really helped shape my political career. And I learned a lot of that at Groningen, those skills.
As you know, politics can change very quickly. One month you have strong support, the next month difficult polls. How do you handle that pressure?
I don't exactly care about the pressure. I feel as though if you do the work and you forget about the pressure and forget about the elections, the results will come your way. And I feel as though if I'm still prioritizing action rather than prioritizing myself, I feel the Irish people will understand that and will admire that. And because I am, or at this moment, very much trying to help solve the problems and not trying to talk my way out of them for an election.
Yeah, and I think the Irish public definitely has supported you in that. We know that you went through the whole process of choosing a university. Now you're sitting here as Taoiseach today. What would you say to a student choosing university today?
I would say don't choose a university that feels the safest option for you or a university where you already know you're going to thrive at, because I feel as though college is the best place to look for opportunity and look for a challenge and challenge yourself academically and socially. And I feel as though that's what I did by going to a college far from home and learning about different topics and being in a completely different environment and different culture. And it's hard, but it was very much fun and eventful.
Okay, great. And then, yeah, so one final question, which is going to be a little bit different. You have been really well researched online. There's a lot about your history, your family history, all that stuff about you online. But what's the one thing that the public might not know about you? Or a few things, or one thing?
I don't know if this is online or not, but I have a lifeguarding certificate. I also have sailing credentials, so if I don't win the next election, that'll be my future job.
What, as a lifeguard or as a sailor?
Why not both?
Okay. Thank you, Taoiseach, very much for being here today and shedding some light onto your past education for future Taoiseachs, maybe, to get an idea of the different paths they can take to get into this role. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.